Hi friends, welcome back. Hope you all enjoyed my last video on how to develop content effectively for making a cue card. So today I am back with my next video. It's about writing, but before I move to writing, I have seen lot many people talking on social media, specifically Facebook, that they are getting very good bans in speaking, reading and listening. People are actually getting 9 bans, but they are stuck in writing. People are not able to get more than 6.5 bans. So what is the thing that is not letting them score 7 bans in writing, which is the desired score? So friends, this video is about specifically writing technique which I utilized in my IELTS exam and how I got 7.5 bans. In my first exam I got 7 and in second exam I got 7.5 bans. So, and it was all because of self-practice. I didn't take any kind of coaching. So now, what is the effective strategy that one should employ in the exam to attain a very good score in writing? So let's go for it. It's a 3-step process which I feel is going to be very effective for you people when you are going for your writing. The first work is rough work, the second is execution, and the third is revision. Now, what does it mean? As soon as you get your question paper, you should read the question 2-3 times to understand it better, what the examiner or the author is trying to ask you from the question. What does it basically mean? So once you do that, do not directly jump on a start to writing the answer. Take time, take a break, make rough points, take a rough column and start doing a rough work. So that is the first one, that is rough work. Now, what do you do in rough work? In rough work, you're going to make points. What points? What you're going to write in the essay. So just take around 10 minutes time from your 40 minutes schedule for the essay. I'll be talking for the essay first. So take 40 minutes. You have 40 minutes. Take 10 minutes for the rough work. And how actually you can divide those 10 minutes. Now, the essay is divided into 4 categories. The first one is going to be an introduction. Alright. Second one is going to be affects and causes. Third, remedial measures. And fourth is going to be conclusion. Now, your essay is going to be divided into these 4 parts which I actually wrote in my exam. Now, how are you going to divide those 10 minutes? Now, when you get the essay, you get the statement, first you need to think how you're going to start that essay. It is very good if you have some example. Now, your example has to be something very general which you can utilize with the statement. If you don't have, just plan it. What is the essay all about? What you're going to write in the introduction? Just make your rough points. Once you're done with that, now think what are the effects of that thing and what are the causes. Make 2 tables for it, like effects and causes. Now, what is something that is causing it? If you have written that, then what effect can it have? For example, if I am drinking too much water, I would have to definitely go to the loo because that's the effect of drinking too much water. Similarly, next table which you have to make is in remedial measures. What are the solutions you are offering for those causes or those effects which have been generated? And last comes the conclusion, what you're going to write in conclusion. Now friends, what happens when you start writing your points, when you start making rough points, there will be so many random thoughts that will be coming into your mind. So you cannot directly jot down all those in the paper. So this is the reason why I lay emphasis on rough work. It is important. You write all those rough points here, then you start arranging them in order. You should know which point is more valuable, which should come in the start and which should come later. This is the way you can arrange in a very effective order. Now, and how to utilize those 10 minutes? Make sure for the first 8 minutes you are making points for introduction, effects, causes, remedial measures and conclusion. Once you're done with it, utilize those 2 minutes time for the vocab part, for the vocabulary. Just think what words you can use for this particular, you can write in this particular essay which could be written in introduction or effects and causes or remedial measures, because this is going to be effective. As we all know, our essay is divided into different categories. One will be judged on the vocabulary part. Of course, it's going to be lexical resources, the task response. So this and the question and coherence, of course. So once you have the vocab, now it's done. You have 10 minutes. You've utilized your 10 minutes to do the work. This task is done. Now we move to the execution part, which is the main part what we are going to write in the exam. Now, since you have all the things sorted with you, you don't have to think now. What you have to do is just, you have to write in the sheet whatever you have practiced in your rough work, you have arranged them. So, it's the time for execution. Now, it's my sincere advice to everyone, practice more often how to write so that you can have a speed. If you have already consumed 10 minutes time in rough work, friends, you are just left with 30 minutes, and these 30 minutes are really very crucial. Now, your execution should be done in 27 minutes. Why I say that? I say that for a reason, because you are not going to think anything now, specifically. You have already thought, you have already done in the rough work what you are going to write in the examination. But friends, just be very careful, you write in a legible handwriting, alright? And you leave sufficient spaces, you make 4 different paragraphs, or you can go into 5 different paragraphs. Like the first paragraph can be for introduction, the second is for effects and causes, third for remedial measures, and fourth for conclusion. A lot of people also say there's body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. If someone has got lots of examples in body paragraph 1, you should actually split into 2 parts. That's what I did in my exam. So if you have too much examples, don't write a big paragraph. Alright, just break into 2 different paragraphs. So in this way, you can have total 5 paragraphs in your essay, and it's completely fine. And I'm saying it for a reason, because I got good marks and I utilize the same philosophy. Now, when you're done with the execution, a lot of people are not able to complete their exam in time. This is what the problem is. They're not able to complete in time, so they don't get time for revision. And if you don't revise your exam, you cannot be certain that whatever you have written is right. There might be some spelling mistakes you have committed. There might be words that you would have repeated. There might be something which is not clear in handwriting the exam. You cannot understand it. Perhaps all these things you can catch while you're revising your work. But friends, if you think that you can catch your mistakes in the first revision, it is certainly not possible, because you will be going too fast. So you need to have sufficient time for revising. So that's the reason I'm saying you to save at least 3 minutes for the revision. At least, if you're able to save more time for revision, it's better for you. If you're having 3 minutes, you can at least revise your complete essay in 2 minutes time. So if you do 2 times, I mean, so if you can do that, that will be really very good for you. Because if you are able to revise your essay, then you can be sure that whatever you have written is constructive, is fine, is not having any kind of spelling mistakes, is not having any kind of repetition. Whatever you have written is clear to the examination. So all these things can be saved, and this is the way in which you can write a fruitful essay, and you can be sure that what you have written is right. A correct structure matters a lot. This is what I learned when I gave the exam second time. The first time I gave, I utilized the same philosophy, but yes, being very honest, I did not have the time to revise. I managed to get 7, but I was expecting much more. But I did not revise at that time. So when I gave my exam the second time, I revised my essay for at least 3 times, because I'm a very good writer and I write with a greater speed, and that is had only been possible because of the practice I have done. I read a lot and I write a lot. So this is my suggestion to all the people who are going for the IELTS exam and feel that they're facing a trouble with the writing part and they're not able to understand what's happening. Then trust me, there is something wrong with the structure that you have been following, or you're not able to do rough work, you are not writing your points in a clear manner which is having cohesion, coherence, your points are upside down, or you have not done a proper execution, or you have not been able to complete your essay in time. And the thing which I feel the most important in complete essay is the revision part, because this is the part where you get to know what errors you have committed. If you cannot correct your errors, the examiner is definitely going to cut your marks on that. So this is my suggestion. Utilize this as structure, just practice. There are so many great teachers available on Facebook pages, there's so many groups. Utilize this strategy, post it on those groups, get a check from the examiner, and I'm sure you will notice that your scores are improvising. So friend, this is the strategy we can use. Now, I said this is specifically for essay. It doesn't mean you cannot imply it on the task one. Definitely you can imply it on task one. So when you're writing for letters, you can utilize the same philosophy. It's just that you will have to cut short the time. So the time you have taken in letter, that is rough work for doing in essay, you took 10 minutes. Make sure when it comes to letter, you take just 5 minutes. Or you can go for 7 minutes, depends on you. You can take 12 minutes in writing the task, that's the execution part, since you have to write only 150 words. And last 3 minutes, of course, you have again saved, you can revise. Now, a lot of people think that you need to only write 150 words in the task 1 and 250 words in the essay, which I feel is not correct. Because honestly, I have written across 300 words in my task 2 and I got 7.5 bands. So the word at least means you need to write at least 250 words, but you can extend it a bit higher. If you have some very good points, the examiner is definitely going to give you a leverage on that. So just make sure you don't go beyond 300 as I did. Try to contain your essay with a limit of 280. So that's going to be very fruitful for you. And when it's going to be task 1, try to limit your letter in 170 words. So this technique of essay is very effective for people who are going for academic exam and people who are going for journal. They can apply the technique in both in the essay and as well as letter. So it is going to be very fruitful for you. So friends, this is the technique which I have used. This is the technique I am recommending you. If someone has any kind of doubts, they can post it in the comments below. And if you like the video, I'll request you to like and share it to your friends so that others can benefit from it. If you want to give me any kind of suggestion, I'm open to it. I'll really be thankful. Just writing down in the comments. And if you want me to come up with any specific topic, then it's my request to again put it in the comments. I'll make sure to come up a video as soon as possible. Friends, I hope you love this video and it might affect you in a positive manner in soon, and you'll be able to improvise your writing. Till then, thank you so much for listening, and if you just like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and do subscribe for our channel for further more videos, as I'll be coming up with some great videos for us. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.